So what is going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where today we are going to be looking at Kino der Toten, perhaps the most famous map in all of Call of Duty Zombies. This is the series where we go back and take a look at the Easter eggs, the storyline, the gameplay, what made these maps so good. Maybe we have some bad maps, but we are revisiting Call of Duty Zombies. So far, I've done Nakta and Toten. I've decided I'm probably not going to do these videos in any order. I was going to start with Nak, then go to Verrucht, Shino Numa, Derice, and so on. But the first episode was Nak, so if you want to watch that, the link is in the description. And today, we are going to be looking at Kino. Just before I carry on, I do want to say that today's video is sponsored by Merge Mayor. Have you ever wanted the opportunity to be the mayor of a small town? Well, Merge Mayor lets you do that. You can get hired and see how far you can make it in the business of building up the city. Lay the foundations by building businesses, establishing the transportation network, and letting the game simulate and make money even when you're not playing. The gameplay is a smooth merging experience. The blocky 3D art style is unique and brings the whole city back to life, and as a whole it's just a very relaxed, laid back experience with no pressure gameplay. So go ahead and click the link down in the description to download the game and help Olivia bring the city back to life. So there we go, and thank you to Merge Mayor for sponsoring the video. Kino der Toten. Imagine it's 2010 again, you get home from school and jump on Xbox Live, you start up Black Ops and play zombies with your friends. The map is Kino der Toten, without a doubt the most famous, well-known zombies map of all time. This was where Call of Duty Zombies would take a turn that would take it from a smallish bonus mode to a staple in every tryout game from here and after. Ask anyone what their first map was and 90% will say Kino, so the question is, what was so special about it? Now, if I did a poll asking everyone what their favourite zombies map of all time is, I'm willing to bet that not even 10% would pick Kino der Toten. Not because it's bad, but since then, 11 years ago, there have been so many other maps, Shadows of Evil, Der Eisendrache, Mob of the Dead, Origins, just to name a few, that most people would agree are just better. Kino der Toten was very simple, there was no main Easter egg, a small, simple to understand storyline, and compared to today's standards, the gameplay was also very simple. A few traps, a pack-a-punch machine, perks, and a mystery box. No gobblegums or elixirs, no upgradable perks, special weapons, custom loadouts, field upgrades, buildables. But without Kino, I believe nothing after would have been possible. Everything needs a foundation. So, like I said, it's 2010. You and the boys start up Kino der Toten, or 5 if you're that guy. You spawn into the Theatre of the Dead with a starting pistol. In this room you have a perk machine being quick revive, 2 wall weapons, the Olympia or M14 gang! No? No, okay. And 2 doors, both costing 750 points. The left door leads you outside, and the right door takes you through the building, where eventually, either way you choose, you're going to reach the main theatre. For most people, this is the main training room, I would say, and although this wasn't the first time we saw a teleporter in Zombies, that was Derice, the teleporter in Kino was unique because it wasn't so useful in terms of tactics, in my opinion. It didn't take you from one location on the map to another, instead it would teleport you to the pack-a-punch machine. In terms of difficulty for me, Kino was somewhere in the middle of the Zombies map rankings, maybe a little bit more towards the difficult end. One, I think this is down to the location of certain perk machines, Quick Revive being behind the bar in the starting room, Juggernog is up a corner in the theatre, you have to be very careful not to get trapped, you've got to plan when you get these perks, and the Pack-a-Punch machine is also not easily accessible if you either forget to link the teleporter, or a teammate has already used it without you knowing, or he's just used it too soon before you need to. And well, of course, let's not forget about the crawlers and the hellhounds. But undoubtedly my favourite thing about the gameplay side of Kino was the wonder weapon, the Thunder Gun. For me, one of the best wonder weapons we've ever had in Zombies. It's up there with the Sliquifier, at least the pre-patch version in Die Rise, the Squid Gun in Shadows of Evil, I'm just going to call it because I forgot the actual name, but the Thunder Gun for a long time, and you could still say even is, one of the best weapons in Zombies. If you get trapped up a corner, whip this thing out and it's going to save your life. And I think because you could very easily get trapped in Kino, it was perfect. Easter eggs. Although Kino der Toten doesn't have a major Easter egg, there are a few smaller ones. The man or zombie, whatever it is, trapped inside of the box, banging on it trying to get out. Beware of the 6 written on the wall in the starting room. In my opinion, a warning towards the Nova 6 crawlers, but many believe is also a warning towards the hellhounds spawning in on round 6. The different rooms you teleport to after pack-a-punching, the dentist office, the conference room in the Pentagon, and 2 different versions of Samantha's bedroom. One of it looking like it's in hell, with the windows smashed and her teddy bear having red glowing eyes. But the biggest Easter egg, 5 portraits on the wall. 4 of them being paintings of the Ultimus crew, Richtofen, Taku, Nikolai and Dempsey, but there is a 5th blank portrait who we still to this day don't 100% know who this could have been. Dr. Monty, the Shadow Man? That's for a different video. Storyline. The storyline in Kino revolves around the creation of an undead army. It all began on August the 1st, 1940, where in response to the leader of Group 935's request, Dr. Maxis, Germany created 2 new facilities for Group 935, and one of these facilities was Kino, a repurposed theatre. Soon after, Group 935 employees began working here, where a month later, on June the 13th, as a result of temporal rifts that were created in 1963 Kino, Dr. Monty reached through time and offered little nudges. One nudge is developing Group 935's Element 115 fused elixirs. They created 4 medicinal beverages known as Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola and Double Tap. All 4 of those perks were created at Kino. A few months later then, on December the 20th, accompanied by Sophia, who was Dr. Maxis' assistant, she was transferred to the Kino facility to focus on creating Germany's undead army. And that's what Group 935 would work on there for quite a long time. It wasn't until January 27th of 1943 where they began to see success. Maxis reported that one of the undead subjects, being Subject 26, their violent outbursts had been greatly reduced. He believed that this method of treatment would be 100% effective in most cases. As Group 935 continued to work on this treatment, they eventually perfected it, or at least that's what they believed. Maxis thought if Subject 26 could retain the impressions longer than 26 hours, then the delivery of the zombie army could be accelerated. However, on February the 12th, 1943, after attacking its handler, Subject 26 was killed and deemed another setback. This would then mean Group 935 would continue their experiments, where a year later in July 1944, after the setbacks with Subject 26, Maxis reported new success with the undead army. However, he maintained his belief that the undead could not be controlled or maintained. And we all know, shortly after the zombie outbreak began, Group 935 was disbanded, which also meant Kino der Toten became an abandoned theatre once again. So that's the story of Kino, but it doesn't end there, because we know as a part of the Fractured Universe, where we go back to February the 13th of 1944, again working with Maxis at the Kino facility, it is revealed that Sophia was the handler who was attacked by Subject 26. Maxis, having learned this, not wanting her to turn, kills her. He then transfers her brain into a machine which is known as the Strategic Operation Planning Heuristic Intelligence Analyzer, otherwise known as Sophia, and then transfers her over to Stalingrad, or Gorod Karovi. And that is the storyline of Kino der Toten. One of, if not the most famous zombies map we have ever had in Call of Duty Zombies. It, without a doubt, made it what it is today. And whilst it may not be the best zombies map ever, for the time in 2010, I think it was the best we could have gotten. So there we go guys, that is it. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.